What time is it, my creatives? That's right, it's photo hacking time. And today I'm going to be giving you guys a little tutorial on how to get instantly approved for a Creativemarket shop. Now, if anybody knows, Creativemarket is like the Gucci of marketplaces for, selling your digital products, your handmade items, for anything from Photoshop brushes to Procreate, anything that's digital and design. You want to be on Creativemarket. Now, I've been on Creativemarket for a little over 3 years. I'm one of the leading designers. I've actually gotten a lot of opportunities because of Creativemarket. This is why you want to be on Creativemarket. I'm going to give you a few examples. I got picked up by Adobe. I actually got contacted through Creativemarket to sell my items through Adobe. I'm not sure if you know Kyle. Kyle creates brushes. Kyle started out on Creativemarket. He also started out on Gumroad selling his brushes, and now he got picked up by Adobe. Adobe bought all of his brushes directly. And you can go into the Creativemarket forums, and once you become a shop owner, you can see all the success stories where people from Creativemarket have actually gotten famous from being on Creativemarket. So you definitely want to be on Creativemarket. Now, here in the forums, you'll see rejected, need advice, didn't get on Creativemarket, need advice about opening a shop, help me a little. There's tons and tons. I mean, this forum is like filled with people who can't seem to understand how to get on Creativemarket. When I first started out, I also got rejected as well. So what I've learned from starting up and some of the mistakes I've made, I want to kind of educate you guys about that so you don't make the same mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to help you guys out so that way you're set up for success. So this is basically what I would do all over again if I could do it all over again, basically speaking. So the first time that I signed up for the Creativemarket shop, I tried to use my Behance profile, among other things. I wasn't actually selling digital products in a market. I was selling them on my personal website. That didn't work out. Even though I had a really great portfolio, I'm a really great designer, I was confused by this. Many designers are confused by this. But the next step that I did was I noticed a trend that when I went searching through the Creativemarket, I noticed that a lot of people from Etsy were on Creativemarket, and their content was way worse than mine. It was absolutely, some of the stuff was absolutely horrendous. But here's the thing about Etsy, okay? And this is my shop, okay? Here's the thing about Etsy. Etsy shows stats. It shows sales. This is what they want to see. They want to see, is your product useful? Is it making money? Do people like it? Because they don't want to just let everybody onto the market. The great thing about Etsy is anybody can come to Etsy. Etsy will let anybody on the market. But here's one thing. When you start your Etsy shop, here's the important thing, and this is where I messed up. When you start your Etsy shop, they give you a boost. I believe it's between 90 days and 6 months, or probably the first year, where they boost your sales in the search engine. So anything that you create is going to go to the top of the results. So before you start your Etsy shop, what you want to do is you want to create at least 100 to 200 products, okay? I would even say 500 products, okay? But I mean, if you don't have that much time to create that many products, do at least 100, because you're going to get boosted in the search rankings automatically. So even if your SEO is crap, even if your products aren't that great, it doesn't matter. You're going to get this like new shop boost. And so you will get a lot of sales from creating a new shop in Etsy. Now, you're going to keep this shop for 3 months. I mean, you can keep your Etsy shop alongside of Creativemarket. I personally think that, in my opinion, having more baskets, little eggs laid around everywhere is the best way to go. I have a Hungry JPEG website. I have a Creativemarket website. I have my own personal website and many more. So, I mean, you want to lay as many eggs as you possibly can. This is like a pond, you know? The more you reel your fishing rod out, okay, the more fish you're going to catch. It's just common freaking sense, okay? So before you apply to Creativemarket, you're going to need to have your shop open for at least 3 months with some reviews, some stats. Now, how I got people to review my products, because you're gonna have a hard time in the beginning when you're first a shop and nobody knows who you are. I first started out offering a free product for anyone who reviews my shop. Okay, so that boosted my reviews, and then after that took off, I no longer needed to offer that incentive for those reviews. I often ran sales, promotions, and then I also invited them to my mailing list. I also, from that mailing list, offered them free products. So this whole thing is going to help you get automatically approved. Now, because Creativemarket is in competition, in major competition with Etsy, Etsy is like their main competition. Of course, they want to take as many designers as they can from Etsy. So that's why you automatically get approved. Number one, because of the stats, and number two, because of the competing factor, because Etsy is one of their major competitors. So that is how you instantly get approved on the Creativemarket. Now, let me give you some advice on how to start your Creativemarket shop and some little details on that. The first thing I want to point out is that Etsy's style, SEO, and front row pictures are going to be completely different than that of Creativemarket. So you're going to want to look at the top Etsy sellers, and you can do this. I'll show you that. So I use eRank to look at the competition and look at the top sellers for each category. And let's just say that I'm in arts and collectibles. There's a lot of different things in arts and collectibles. But let me show you one I know that is definitely a digital site that sells digital products. Okay, I had to pause the video because I had to find her shop. That list was too long. Okay, so this is Digital Curio. It's one of my competitors. She makes 102.55 sales a day. So let's get out the calculator. Find my calculator. Okay. So let's do some math. Now, her average product, I already know this, is $3.90. Okay. She makes an average sale of 102.55 a day. So she's making about $399.94. Let's say she's making $400 a day, because let's just round that off. So 400, let's just say there's 30 days in the month. 400 times 30 equals, she's making $12,000 a month just in this shop. If we do by the average sales per day and her average price point, you can only imagine what she's making on Creativemarket. So this chick probably makes around 30-40 grand a month selling digital items. But her style is a little bit more lax. As you can see, the difference between Creativemarket, this is the way that Etsy displays, this is the way the customers are used to, the digital paper graphics being shown in like little paper strips. That's what the people on Etsy like. Let me show you what the people on Creativemarket like. This will work. This is the lazy man's way of making creative textures. This works for her. She makes a lot of money. She's a great seller. She has a lot of products though. Content is king. So if you look at the front shop of Creativemarket, whatever you're doing on Etsy, if you think that you're going to make some like tired, example files like that. And I'm not saying that they're bad. I'm just saying that you're going to need to put a little bit more effort into Creative Market. Because look at the front page. If you ever want to get handpicked or on the front page, you're going to need to make your example photos like this. Look at the front page. If you can't make example photos like this, you need to try harder. I mean, I'm saying that Creative Market is the creme de la creme, and you're not going to do well in Creative Market unless you make really, really example photos. Now, like that movie, Office Space, you can do the bare minimum of flair of only 5 example photos, mock-up photos, or whatever you want to call them. Or you can do the maximum, which most of these front page files have about 20 example files, and they're very detailed and they're very, very pretty. Look at this. This is gorgeous. This is gorgeous. This makes me just want to buy it, even though I don't need it. That's the point of this. God, I love that font. I think I'm going to catch that later. But yeah, look at these example photos. Now you're going to want to go to the textures. These are all the front page items. These are what is selling the most. So if you want to get an idea of what people want, this is what they want. I'm going to tell you right now, if you're going to be selling photographs, you're not going to do very well on the Creative Market. The picture category is the most saturated part of the market, and you won't, nobody buys photos off of Creative Market. Just know that. I don't know anybody who does. I've never bought a photo from there. So, actually, I never found the photos to be quite great, unless you're getting them in like a scene creator or something like that. So let's look at the textures. So as you can see, that the way that the layout is, it's totally different. I'm not really sure why this is on the front page, because the layout of this is absolutely horrible. I don't even understand that. But most of the other, it's like this doesn't belong. You see? Like all of these are nice. This one doesn't belong. And yeah, so you see how the textures are set up here? This one has it in a pack bundle. She does really well with sales with like a texture. She sells them very cheap. And I don't really have much to say about that. I think her textures are okay. I've never purchased them, but I just feel like if you're going to make a texture pack, you're going to want to lay it out a lot better. Like this one. This one is laid out very gorgeously. And this is what sells on Creative Market. I think that this person, this actual pack actually got her a lot of traffic, and she eventually made it on the front page after like 2 years, I think. So she does really well with selling her little textures. And so this is a pretty good collection here. One thing I do want to mention is, you see how these pop up and stuff like that? When you create your screenshots, I wouldn't make them long like this, because a lot of people who are searching on mobile, or people, they don't understand the functionality of that you can click more. It's not very seamless, because here you can just click through, and then here I have to actually do stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I would just make your photos like really big, and in a slideshow I wouldn't make them like long like that, because the people who are viewing them on mobile are going to have a hard time. So yeah, so here is another example, Divine Paper. So as you can see, the layout is so much better on Creative Market. Look at that. It's so pretty. It makes you want to buy it. And they have mock-ups and examples. Now, I personally feel like some of these people don't have enough mock-ups, because people want to see how it's used on products, how it would look. So they don't really have a lot of mock-ups. So I would think that that would be more beneficial to them. And then also sizes and information to include that on your front cover. If they're seamless, whatever, stuff like that is very helpful. So I'm going to go back here. This is old Etsy view, so you can get away with that on Etsy. These, when you put your textures like this, they don't sell very well on Creative Market. They really don't. This is my texture. So as you can see, this is every Tuesday. She's also a YouTuber. I like her stuff, but she doesn't create a lot of stuff on Creative Market. I think she focuses more on tutorials. So you can see the stuff here, the content is really, really nice. Everything that's on the front page is gorgeous and beautifully designed. So you can see that you have a lot of competition. You're you know, elbow to elbow with the best of the best. So I would definitely spend a lot of time on your cover photos, because I swear to God, like, I spend more time on my cover photos than I actually do designing the product. That is the most work out of all. Now, how you get really good cover photos, it doesn't take a lot of work. What you need is you need scene creators. You need scene creators. They're pretty expensive. I probably have purchased every scene creator off of the Creative Market. These things, okay, these things help you create like really pretty layouts. You know what I'm saying? So I have this one, and so we're just gonna pop it up because these people just like can't seem to understand that people don't want to scroll. But it's nice, I guess. But this is a lot of stuff here that you can make, and it makes it really nice. It makes it look really professional. Look at that. Isn't that cool? You've got bakery, all kinds of cool stuff here that you can make, and you can make out your layouts really nice. And some of them already come pre-made, or you can put together them yourself in Photoshop. If you don't know how to use Photoshop, I definitely wouldn't recommend getting on Creative Market, because you're going to have a hard time. If you need any help with Photoshop, I'm more than happy to help you. But look at all this stuff. This is amazing. And I'm going to leave a link in the description down below. I think I have like a coupon or something that if you sign up, you get a discount. So I'm going to leave that in the link in the description below. But I'm going to go back to the front page here. And there's tons and tons of scene creators. I mean, just freaking gorgeous stuff. This is a new creator. I just bought both of these packs. This is amazing. Look how you can display your stuff. And it doesn't have to be like exactly, you can switch it up so that way your stuff doesn't look exactly like the front page. You know what I mean? Because if you go back to the front page, you will see that a lot of these people use some of the mock-ups in the sets. This is one of them. I think, where is it? Where is the one that used the mock-ups? And also, if you sell mock-ups, those sell really, really well on Creative Market. The most thing that sells the best is fonts. You know, if you know how to create fonts and do stuff like that, you know, sell it on here. I personally don't create fonts. I think it's really difficult and hard and time consuming, and the way that people are pricing their fonts, it's just really, it's too much time and not enough money to create them. So just keep that in mind. You want to focus when you're selling something, you want to niche it down as well. So if you're going to sell fonts, sell fonts. If you're going to sell Procreate brushes, sell Procreate brushes. If you're going to sell textures, sell textures. And especially in Etsy, because you will lose stats in Etsy. And I'm going to give you another tip. I'm going to go back to Etsy. Here's one thing that I'm going to give you a really good tip with Etsy. When you start your 100 products, okay, you want to create collections. And when I say collections is that part of Etsy's algorithm is if you just have one object of that particular object, you're not going to rank. For example, if you only have one set of gold digital paper or gold anything, you're not going to rank very high after your initial boost for being a new shop owner. So just keep that in mind. So what you're going to want to do is when you create gold, like a gold paper pack, you're going to want to also create a gold Instagram story highlight pack. You're going to want to create gold watercolor, thingies, gold brush strokes, like create a set of everything, like gold clip art, and create a series of gold paper, gold chevron paper, gold checkered paper, gold chick paper. You know what I'm saying? And then you want to upload that in a set. You understand what I'm saying? Not like as in all in one, like a bundle, but for each individual. And you're going to want to put categories. Okay? So you'll rank higher if you have categories in your Etsy shop. So you're going to want to set your shop up. You're going to want to have good categories, and you're going to want to make a well-rounded, I guess to say aesthetic, which basically is your style. Create a style, brand your stuff, and make sure that you put your logos and your information on everything. Because I will tell you that there's pirates out there, unfortunately. And I literally had someone copy my whole shop. Even with like this is before like I put my names on stuff. And I didn't put my names on stuff because I felt like it was ugly or something like that. I don't know. But I started to put my names on it because somebody created a whole entire shop with all my stuff and then uploaded it to Etsy. You'll find that there are tons and tons of pirators on Etsy. So be very wary of that. You can do a reverse image search for your stuff on Google, and you can find your content, whoever's pirating. I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, what you're going to do is you're going to want to go to images.google.com, and you're going to search for an image, browse, click on the image, upload it. Might take a while. And then it's going to pop up in here and visually similar images. So I don't see anything in here where this is being pirated. So that's what you're going to do. You're going to look for your cover photos. You're going to have to do this on a monthly basis because when you're selling digital items, that's what's going to happen. So there's also a forum on here. Let's go back to discussions. If you're a shop owner, there's a whole forum about, stuff being pirated and stolen and stuff like that. And you won't see these forums unless you're a shop owner, but there's a whole lot of discussion for, images and stuff getting stolen. I personally think that you should set up your own way of doing things. I know that there is one shop that has a way where they download a PDF and they're taken to a site where they have to log in and they get approved through that. And I'm not sure how he set that all up, but that's a little complicated. Sometimes like on my more elite products, I put like a password code, so they will have to contact me and get the password code, and then I change the password periodically. I use Mediafire, and you can do that with Mediafire. I'm pretty sure that other like download places and sites, have password protection too. But speaking of hard drive space, on Etsy, there's only 20 MB of storage, so you're going to need to have an outside storage. Where you do this that's totally up to you. I do know that if you create a G Suite account, you get unlimited storage and you can have your own email access, all different kinds of different features and tools. I just learned that the other day. So in addition, like if you pay for the Google Drive storage, I believe it's $9.99 a month, and you only get like a terabyte. But if you sign up for Google Drive, you get all of the email stuff, all of the business stuff, plus you get unlimited storage, as long as it's only you. You know what I mean? As long as you don't have like a whole team of people. If you have a whole team of people, then it's a terabyte per person. So that is a tip that I give to you absolutely free. And so basically, in a nutshell, that's, my advice to getting on Creativemarket. I hope you found this useful. If you did, please give this a big thumbs up and a like. And I'm going to be trying to do daily videos on everything creative, hacks, iPhone hacks, Windows hacks, whatever. We are photo hack lovers, and that's what we do, my creatives. So thank you so much, and thank you for watching. Until next time. Peace, dudes.